Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to another edition of the Heartland Classic. This time we're taking a look at the 1997 Nissan 200SX Q's Aero. This is an S14 Silvia, basically. One of the many ones that you're going to see in this series. Anyways, this one has 338 horsepower, weighs 1,061 kilograms, has a decent amount of torque, and is front-engine rear drive, of course, as you'd expect from a Nissan Silvia. Also has a pretty cool looking race mod, as much as I'm not a fan of the S14. Anyways, let's get into this. We are, of course, going to take this car over to a Motorsports Land, where it's going to have 6 laps to do the best it can. I don't think it'll be going anywhere near our leader, which still to this day is a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 5 RS that set a time of a 29.490. So it'll be interesting to see how the 200SX gets on. If this thing gets into the mid-31s, that's where I sort of predict this car going. But maybe, just maybe, it will be an amazing handling machine. So far, so alright, I guess, actually. It's sort of, weird. It's weird to drive. So yeah, I should also point out, just so I can address it in this episode, and I'll probably end up addressing it in some more Silvia episodes, but yeah, just so you know, this car, of course, in the US version of the game will be referred to as the 240SX, I believe. In this game, it's referred to as the 200SX. I believe the way they get around that is this Q's version actually does have the 240SX engine. I believe when you buy it, it only has 155 horsepower, which sounds very 240SX, although I could be wrong on that. And the Q's, sorry, the K's, I think, actually has the more sort of normal to us European folk, 200SX, but they called them all 200SX for some reason. So I think that's how it works anyways. Either way, on this first flying lap, a 33.477. Maybe this thing isn't quite as promising as maybe I was thinking it to be. It is quite low down on power compared to some of the stuff we've had, especially recently. Power to weight ratio wise, it's not the best, admittedly. I mean, handling wise, it isn't bad, certainly. If you don't overcook it through some of the corners, it's actually a really nice handling car. Not very fun though. I would still probably take the MX-5 over this one. A 32.741. Admittedly, I haven't actually looked to the leaderboard for today's episode. Oh, also, actually, quickly before I forget, this car was requested by Jason Poland, I believe. So there you go. I forgot to mention that at the start. I do like to mention who requests the cars. Of course, you can request cars. In the thing in the description, there's a car request forms, and then you can do it in the comment section. So yeah, and then you'll get to see your cars on the show. Please bear in mind though, there's a massive. I'm recording a lot of these, so yeah. By the time the first episode goes out, I mean I'm recording another 11 today. This is essentially set 2 of my recording session for today. So yeah. A lot of these are getting recorded, so if you don't see your car for a while, that sort of might be why. Anyways, as we continue on with this one, it's going to be our final lap where we're going to have to try and set the best time. Although ultimately I don't think we're going to get much more out of this car. It's lovely to drive, do not get me wrong. Once you sort of learn that the rear end will just do that occasionally, once you sort of tame it, it is lovely to drive around here, but it is not a quick car. It's very similar to, I'm just trying to think, I don't want to compare it to the Subaru 360, but that is kind of a, I mean, admittedly this is much quicker than the 360, but yeah. We are not going to go any quicker on this final lap. It is going to be a rather unfortunate 32.741 for the Silvia 200SX Q's Aero, whatever you want to call it, thing. And apparently there really isn't much more time to come out of that by the looks of it. I mean, I think if you tried, it might be able to get around the Lantis's time, but there really isn't much more to come out of that car. Anyways, let's go see where it goes on our leaderboard. Onto the leaderboard then, and the 200SX goes into 10th place with a 32.741, which admittedly is on the lower end of our board, although we haven't had that many cars around. It does beat a Mustang GT and an Aston Martin DB7, losing out slightly to the Mazda 323F Coupe. Anyways, friends, I want to thank you all very much for watching this episode of the Hot Lap Classic. As always, if you have a car you'd like to request for this series, you can do so down below in the comment section. Alternatively, if you visit the description, you can see my requests form where I list cars other people have requested, as well as a full car list for Gran Turismo 2. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a farewell.